rather make it hard. Love is like a battle, and we both end up with scars. What up, y'all? What's good? Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I know I don't have the drums out, so we're gonna get this thing started, and we're gonna talk about what we came to talk about today. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, aka Omar, with the. I'm feeling like a real man should, and I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. Today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show, we are talking about going back and forth with a fool. Going back and forth with a fool. Y'all know we have to do that a lot on this show. When we going back and forth with trolls and whatever, having to deal with riffraff and people who are contrarian or really just want to be more disruptive than constructive or productive. We got to go through it, but it's okay. It's okay. It's the day to day. It's the day to day. These are common problems that we all have to deal with. And when they come along, we deal with them as they come. But also understanding that for a lot of people, getting in arguments, debates, back and forth, the yin and the yang, the yippee and the yappy and all of that, for a lot of people, that can be very stressful for them. And personally, it could be taken personally. And, you know, people leave certain discussions, arguments, debates, what some people call fights, verbal fights. They leave feeling some kind of way. So if you're anything like me, there are some discussions that you might have with some people. Hold on, let me make sure that I'm being heard here. You know, YouTube is acting. All right, we good. YouTube is acting so funny now. YouTube is giving me trust issues. If it's just me, good. I hope it's just me. But YouTube lately has been giving me trust issues. I feel like I'm dealing with the back and forth when it comes to YouTube. They just not playing with me straight like I wish they were. Lately, nowadays, but it's gonna be all right. We gonna get everything worked out. But we rocking and rolling right now. We rocking and rolling. But yeah, for some people, getting into arguments, getting into discussions with them that don't click with positivity it can ruin your day. You know, sometimes people in their frustration to get their point across or to be heard or to really just insult somebody, sometimes they will go too far and say something that might make you want to go upside their head. Hopefully it doesn't come down to that, but we all know of situations where we think to ourselves, you know what, if they ever say some shit like that again, or they was this close to getting their fucking eyebrows ripped off. Yeah, no, not the cosmetic way. I was just gonna grab their fucking eyebrow and rip that, you know. So, and I never think that there's anything wrong with learning how to watch the things that you say. You know how some people really believe that they should be able to work their First Amendment to a toxic level. In other words, they think that they should have the green light, to just say whatever they want to say, regardless of how hurtful or reckless or non well thought out or damaging that it may be. It happens. And sometimes even when people do it in retaliation, like they said something disrespectful to me, so I said something disrespectful and hurtful to them. And a lot of times the person that's dealing it out the person that's dishing it out can't take it themselves. How many times have we gotten into situations, discussions, debates, arguments, verbal warfare with people who could really push it out, dish it out, and talk that shit. But when it came to you doing the same thing to them, especially if you weren't fighting fire with fire, like they may have said some things to you that they thought would hurt your feelings, and you said some things to them that you knew would hurt their feelings, and you hit the bullseye mark, like you are an expert darts player. Bullseye, time after time after time. I hit the bullseye so much. If I took 5 darts, I would keep hitting the back of the dart because that's how precise it is. And many times people who like to argue are the same ones who leave themselves open to be talked about, leave themselves open to be disrespected, leave themselves open to be hurt, leave themselves open to have the truth told on them. God forbid you should tell the truth on some of them. God forbid that you should tell the truth on them. So that's something that we got to deal with. That's just something we got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about today. That's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Son show. Going back and forth with a fool. Now, the reason that I said going back and forth with a fool is twofold. Because you could be the fool for going back and forth with somebody that's never going to receive the information or the message that you're sending. And I know we've all done it. Sometimes we've had to do it because they were somebody that was close to us, and it was important that we taught them what they needed to know, even though they were hell bent on not receiving the message that we were sending to them. It could be your kids. A lot of times your children, go through that hard-headed stage that they go through, and they don't want to listen to nothing that you have to say. And you realize the importance of what you are trying to teach them, show them, do for them, present to them, and they don't see it. And so they're so busy being rebellious and pushing back on you. And you know this is going to happen every time you go to them because they've shown you time and time and time again that they're going to come back. They're going to resist, that they're going to always debate you, dispute you, and often do the opposite of what you required them to do, told them to do, asked them to do, begged and pleaded for them to do. So you got to think, like, if they're not getting the simple messages that you're sending them, maybe you're arguing with a fool. But if you continue to do it, maybe the fool is you that's arguing. Look at your dumb ass. Getting your feelings all up in a dither. Your feelings is all in a dither. Your emotions are all twisted. You know, my loving baby. You got me twisted over you. Yeah, you keep sweating, cut close over it. But it happens. So are you arguing with a fool because they just can't understand simple logic? Or are you a fool for arguing with somebody that you know ain't going to receive nothing that you tell them? They're not going to listen to nothing you have to say. And sometimes you have to evaluate why somebody would not take the advice that you give them or follow the instructions that you give them. But you might be the fool. We're going to find out today. 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 We're going to see about the problem. We see if we can solve. I'm going to get y'all all involved. Yo, today I'm taking you on a trip. Yo, make sure you get your shit, don't slip. And I need you to follow close. Don't fall far behind because this is all about your mind. Art of Mind 559, my brother ain't coming through today, but I know one day he will be here just like y'all here, and I'm glad that y'all here. We going ball where We know that we can be very effective, but if we talk to some people and arguing, it's defective. It's like the shit is broken, the communication ain't working, and we still doing the shit, and we... Okay. What up, my peoples? What's good? T. Carey, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And my brother Time is in the house. What up, my brother Time? Was good? Stacy White all up in the area. How you get your how did you get your icon changed to orange? How you do that? YouTube letting you choose what color your icon is? Okay. Tori 2200. What's up, ma? Always good to see me some you. And my brother Ansel Jones is in the house. What's going on, my brother Ansel Jones? And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, max and chill. What up, my brother? Good to see me some you. Word up. I hope everybody's doing well today. I hope y'all doing over well today. I hope y'all doing like black people steak. Well done today. Like black people steak, baby. Like black people steak. Time says, I get it. Son, I get it. I was home thinking all this morning today. The great group out of Philadelphia, the OJs. I'm not picking them over New Edition with the great Bobby Brown. Tom, you gotta let it go, man. That was so last night. I don't know. The OJs is pretty great. I don't know. The OJs was pretty great. Now that seems like a mismatch, the OJs against New Edition. But I can't say New Edition would win that. Not definitively. There's a strong case for the OJs. Big Money Grip coming in here talking about some let it go, son. I didn't start it. I ain't started. Tom says, son, I heard of a story from a brother from Philadelphia who had an incredible slice of pizza. You gotta let that go. Incredible slice of pizza with extra cheese, and that person smacked another person with that good slice of pizza. I'm so ashamed. Where's that brother now? That was back in the mid-90s, man. I wonder I wonder where he is. I know he forgave me because we was cool after that. You want to get cool with somebody who was acting like a dickhead? Smack him in the face with a slice of extra cheese pizza. That should do it. They'll never forget it. Hopefully, if he's not with us anymore, he's not holding it against me. You know what I mean? You gotta let it go. All right. Big Money says, and he's still in business. So are the OJs. OJs ain't going. They have not gone away. Look, Eddie Levert outliving all his children. Tom says, son, there's no way New Edition is going to beat the OJs. Oh, hell no. And Jazzy Jeff is not a singer. Yeah, but Jazzy Jeff was a famous DJ. He was very famous locally and nationally. There's a reason it was called Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince and not Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff. Nobody knew or cared about who Fresh Prince was. But everybody knew Jazzy Jeff. All right. Okay. And I bet you Big Money Grip know that. He knows. All right, so going back and forth with a fool. Think about the last argument or debate or back and forth that you got into. Think about the last one. The last argument that you got into, was it effective? Did you move the needle at all? Did you feel like you came out of it in the right or on the right side of the argument? Did you know what you were talking about? Were you able to prove it? Did you prove that person wrong? Did they have any proof of what they were talking about? Was it a light debate? Was it a heated debate? Was it about something that mattered at all? Because sometimes you can get into the back and forth with somebody about something, some shit that don't matter. It's just, and when I say it don't matter, I mean it literally don't matter. Like, what are we? And I mean, here I am. My day is all messed up over this whole nut ass shit that we was just talking about. And why? Why? It happens. I get into a lot of sports debates dealing with NFL football. I don't get into a lot of NBA debates because I can't. I don't know the NBA like that no more. I don't. I literally do not know the NBA the way I used to know the NBA. I can't even tell you who these players are or this team. I can't name players on teams like I used to be when I used to be into the NBA basketball. I'm not. Totally out of the loop. And I'm even worse when it comes to college. March Madness is here. I can't even tell you the top 5 teams in the NCAA standings. I couldn't tell you. But I'll be parked right in front of my TV when the tournament starts. The field is 64. Field is 65. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper. Exactly. Tom says, I can honestly say I never went back and forth with a fool because you will always be the loser because that person is a fool. And I remember I got a whooping because I was arguing with a fool and hit him. And that's what I'm talking about. Shit like that happens when you can get into a heated argument. Listen, like I said, I get into a lot of sports debates, because people be trying to tell me that the Eagles ain't the best team. And I'll be like, name me an NFC team that has been more successful than the Eagles since 2000. Of course, we get into, how we just going to count since 2000? I'm like, because that's the modern era. You got 26 years to talk about. So if you're going to say that they're not a successful team or they're not a good team, show me somebody who has won more than they have since the year 2000. So that's usually my go-to argument. I can't say the whole NFL because the Patriots, probably the Steelers, the Ravens, the Chiefs, teams like that can challenge the Eagles. That's why I say the NFC. Because don't nobody care about that AFC shit. So you see the reason why I get into a lot of NFL debates and they be heated. But I'm not going to let nobody down my team, insult my quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So there are times when those debates get really, really heated. Those arguments, sometimes they've turned personal. Like, well, what have you ever done? I know what I can do. I can pull out $100 out of my pocket right now. Can you? No, but I got more money in the bank than you, and I can bring out my debit card. I was like, you ain't got no cash. Nigga, you broke. Silly shit. And it don't really go like that, but it could. It could. All right. So, but yeah. Yeah. Going back and forth with a fool. You have to make sure that the fool isn't you, because you can easily be pointed down and taken down that rabbit hole of arguing for nothing. And now you mad for nothing. Face all screwed up. What up, Malu? What up, Malu? What's good? Face all screwed up. You all quiet. You don't want to say nothing to nobody. You processing all this negative information. Some of y'all may be so emotional that you plotting your revenge. And like I said, God forbid it gets personal. You know, when it gets personal. But that's why you ain't grow up with no father. So I would expect you to say some bitch ass shit like that. You ain't never had no male guidance. Even your uncles is soft. Gay ass uncles you got. Oh, double Dutch jumping ass uncles you got. Oh, hopscotch playing ass uncles you got. Oh, Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black playing ass uncles you got. And your brothers play with dolls. And I ain't talking about G.I. Joe or the $6 million man. Stacy talking about, and I thought I was petty. You are. Know me. Big homie, Big Money Grip talking about some 49ers. Nope, they not as, they ain't won no Super Bowls in the 2000s. They ain't won no Super Bowls. Matter of fact, they keep losing to the Chiefs. Shit is kind of pathetic. It is. It's kind of pathetic. They can't beat the Chiefs. The Patriots could beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs couldn't beat the Patriots. All right, anyway. Malu says, son, sometimes debates about your favorite team is just off the chain. We got big fish to fry in this pot. Listen, man, I will argue about the Eagles all day. All day. I don't even care. I mean, and God forbid it be against a Cowboys fan. Because, you know, they go to, yeah, well, we got 5 rings. I was like, you was barely alive for any of them. You was an embryo when them rings so old. They looking like pharaoh rings. Oh, old ancient Egyptian ass rings they got. Let my people go. Let my people go. The fuck? Hey, yo. Oh, making it to the second round of the playoffs ass Cowboys. Every year. This is our year. Yeah, your year to make it next year. That's what it's your year for. Don't get me started. Oh shit, Ansel Jones says, I'm smarter than you is my favorite. Word. Tom says the Steelers, the Ravens, and my Bill Belichick. Tom Brady. That's what I was saying. I said the Steelers, the Ravens, and the Patriots. That's why I ain't got nothing to say about the AFC. If it wasn't for them goddamn Patriots, I would have a lot to say about the AFC. They ruined everybody's arguments. That damn Tom Brady. If it wasn't for Tom Brady. That goddamn Tom Brady. And you know what? You know what makes me mad about Tom Brady? As a player, I couldn't stand his cheating ass. But now that he's an analyst and that motherfucker is actually good, I'm like, so let me get this straight. You're going to be the GOAT at quarterbacking, and then you're going to fuck around and become the GOAT of broadcasting. You're going to become the GOAT of broadcast journalism? And he never hates on the Eagles. He likes Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Tom Brady. Who would think that Tom Brady, I would think he would be more like, all right, hold on a second. I would think that Tom Brady would be more like Troy Aikman was. Troy Aikman never fronted on a chance to hate on the Eagles. But Tom Brady, he be showing mad love to the Eagles. He'd be like, man, look, the Eagles and Jalen Hurts got it going on. Especially the last Super Bowl. You'd have thought he played for the Eagles. You know what I mean? Anyway. Caller with the last numbers white. Welcome to the Daily Go Get 'em. To the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind this afternoon? How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I need you to stop moving around and causing all that noise in the background.
I'm not moving around.
Yo, before you actually spoke, you moving around now. What is all that? I
don't know.
Sound like you feeding the alligator.
Maybe I am.
Put him on the phone.
Stick to the topic.
That is the topic. I'm going back and forth with a fool.
Okay. I'm not arguing with a fool. Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue back and forth, especially when it's something that I know. And if it's somebody I don't like, I'm not going to respect you. But if it's somebody that I like, I'll respect you. If it's somebody I don't like and I know what I'm talking about and I'm good at it, you ain't winning.
So you think there's a such thing as winning an argument?
Yeah, you can win an argument. Yes, you can. You can win an argument when you know what you know.
But does that mean that just because you were right in an argument, does that mean you won it?
In my case, yeah, because I'm not gonna argue with a fool. They're not gonna tell me what to do, and they ain't taking care of my bills. They ain't paying my bills or nothing. You can't tell me what to do and how to be.
Well, what does paying your bills have to do with an argument?
That's the fool I was arguing with. You know, you when you trying to we're gonna say something like a preacher when they trying to tell you what to do and they ain't doing it. That's not right.
Okay, but did you get into an argument with that preacher?
Oh yeah.
And what kind?
I didn't care.
Okay, so
I didn't care. I don't care.
What kind of things were said back and forth with the preacher pastor?
I don't know. I don't like the person. I don't like the person, and in so many words, I just rebuke the person because I know what the person is. You know, a wolf in sheep clothing. Period. You know, so I don't know. You can't tell me nothing.
Okay.
So,
well, what?
I don't. Like I said, this loved one, I ain't gonna disrespect you. I just, I might say my say and walk away or whatever. But if it's somebody I don't care for and I don't like, I'm gonna get my point across and keep on moving.
Well, what could spark off a argument with a preacher?
Well, sometimes you can have a trigger because everybody is not on the same journey.
Mm-hmm.
When a preacher think they know you and have been around you, and they don't know nothing at all. They just observing. They ain't even been in your presence. Like me and you talking right now, they ain't even been in your presence. They only know what they done saw online. You can't judge nobody by what you saw online. If you really can't judge nobody even if they know you.
But when can you judge them?
I don't know. You good in judging, so I don't know. I try not to do that. I stay out of that area, but sometimes I have to take you there and judge myself when I know you ain't doing right, and then you come on me. It don't go like nah. And that'd be me arguing with a fool if I keep doing that, and it gets serious and personal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not on the same walk and on the same journey. You can't judge everybody because of what you see.
Okay, so what was the last argument or debate that you got into? Was it with
2 days ago? I got myself in trouble because I was already mad and heated, and I just wanted to let it go, let it out.
And they didn't want to do that?
I told everybody I didn't like about themselves.
Well, who were you arguing with?
They were throwing shade at me online, and normally I don't say nothing. I don't clap back or nothing like that. They was talking about, they was trying, I guess the enemy was using people to try to make me jealous because of marriage or whatnot, and trying to make me look small because I'm single and I'm walking my walk, with the Lord. But if you really look at it in my point of view and in God's point of view, I'm strong. I think I'm strong to be like I am and by myself and taking care of myself. I don't need no help. And I ain't on fire. I ain't lusting after nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, I could take marriage and I don't have to take marriage. It's not a big deal to me. But you're not going to come at me when I know you coming at me, and I'm not going to say nothing. Normally I don't say nothing, but I had enough and I know when I'm being targeted.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said something. I cussed the leader out and I cussed the mother people out too. She wasn't the only one that got it. You could cuss somebody out without cussing.
Were you in a group when this happened?
This was 2 days ago.
No, I mean, were you in like a online group or something?
I was in a group chat. That I shouldn't have been in, but I like to, listen sometimes and look, and I shouldn't have been there. I really shouldn't have been there. I was in the wrong about that.
Why
I was just being nosy.
Oh, okay.
I was being nosy, and I shouldn't have been there. Some people is not going to change. They are who they are, period, and they're not going to change. And you can't make them change.
Well, were they fools for the way that they think and the things that they were saying, or were you?
I feel the way it was delivered and how they was saying it. I don't know why I got triggered. I guess it's because of the person that was delivering it, and I got so triggered. So I think they was being a fool, because normally I don't say nothing. I got to fear the Lord. That's the reason why I'm lasting so long. I'm scared of him. I'm not going to do nothing to his people and nothing like that. But when I need to speak up, I'm going to speak up.
Okay.
I had to repent. I repented to the Lord, but I'm not repenting to this person. This person is not going to be right with me. And I just have to face that fact. So, and then, ladies throwing shade at me. Just because you married, that don't mean you're happy. I ain't stupid about that either. And I'm not jealous of that. I don't like people that try to make somebody jealous. Now, if I'm going to get jealous, let me get jealous on my own. And I'll admit when I'm jealous of somebody or something, but if I ain't going to go through what you went through to get it, I don't want it. So, that's how it is.
So, was that the first time that you've ever been into a heated argument or whatever in this chat, or has it happened before?
It's never happened before, and I think that's the reason why I had been mad at this person, and I got myself in a situation that I had got distracted into a situation because I allowed this person to make me mad, and I never said nothing. So this particular time, I was able to say something and allow this person to see how I'm feeling. And what was going on. She probably knew that I didn't really care for her. But I'm not gonna sit up there and tell everybody around me how I feel about her without, that's not right. Tell her. So that's the way I was taking that. I had been holding it in and holding it in, and I had basically got distracted. It's better. I'm not gonna let no female make me distracted. It's better enough I have to, stay focused when a male is in front of me. I'm trying not to let them make me distracted, but it is what it is. The argument got tense, really tense. Some people be thinking they know everything in church. Marriage might not be for everybody.
Don't you think marriage is for everybody?
It might not be.
Don't you think it is?
It might not be. And I ain't scared. I ain't scared of them folks on how I look. I'm gonna have me somebody, but it might not be for everybody. You could have a mate, but that don't mean you could have. Marriage is a blessed thing. It's blessed by God. Yes, it is, whether it's godly or not. But it might not be for everybody. Everybody is not a wife.
What if they're a husband?
What if they're a husband?
Yeah.
They might be a husband, but everybody not a wife. And I'm just saying it might not be for everybody.
So wait a minute. Wait. I just want to get this straight. So you mean to tell me, you telling me that this green earth that God placed us upon, you mean to tell me that he meant for us to go from the cradle and then return to him when we are finished our work in this world, and we're supposed to go back to him unmarried? And you think he's okay with that?
Yeah, some of us might have to do that. That's he don't want us to suffer, but some of us is suffering. Some of us had taken a big loss, because of interference of other people. God is close to the brokenhearted. We don't all win in everything.
Okay, but
we don't win in everything.
But what I ask you, first of all, I would appreciate if you would stop answering my questions like a Republican.
Oh God, here we go. I'm not gonna argue with you today.
Exactly. This is not a deposition over the Epstein files. I'm asking you if you think that it pleases God that you carry on these physical relationships, these emotional relationships, without ever submitting to the to holy matrimony, without joining yourselves in holy matrimony. You think God is okay with that?
He might be. I don't know.
What do you mean, Mike? Yes or no?
If I am, this is what I say. Like I said before, marriage is not for everybody. And if I am lost, God will find me. If I am in a relationship and I'm not supposed to be in that relationship, God will deliver me. How about that?
Okay, I get it.
It's not for our people to interfere in.
So wait a minute. So you think that we can just sin, and then have him deliver us from everything?
Most of us do anyway. I'm not in a pulpit and I'm not sinning, but I have, I'm not perfect. No, I don't think that way, but it happens. You can't control what's going on with you. You gotta let him work with you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you gotta let him work with you. Just like, I want another, like I said, I want another tattoo, but I promised him that I won't go mark on my body like I, did the first time. One tattoo was enough. So it is what it is. I'm trying to do right in front of him. I just have problems with marriage and security. That's it. That's me and me alone. I have big problems with that.
Can you hold on for a second?
Everything else in the Bible, I believe.
Can you hold on for just a second, please? Caller with the last name Indiana. Welcome to the Urban Therapy. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can merge the call. Nope. It ain't going for that shit today. That's not going to happen. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I know how I can make it happen. And I will. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on a second, okay?
The phone hung up.
I know. Hold on a second. Hold on a minute. Hold on just a second. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can merge the call. Okay, we good. Everybody, is everybody here? All right, cool. All right, so what I was saying was before Kim rudely interrupted and just came and barnstormed.
What?
Yeah.
What's up, Stacy? What's up, chat? Hey, family and other people.
All right. Wait. Let me I want Stacy to continue telling me how it's okay not to be married.
In my book, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, you're fine with it, but is the Lord fine with it? That's what we need to find out.
He's fine with me because I'm living for him. I'm not gonna do all that because it is what it is. I know it's a heaven, I know it's a hell. I believe in him, and I'm not gonna sit up there and get my life all messed up and not secure because everybody else is getting married. If I ever get married, it'll be because of when it's time. I'm not gonna do that, and it ain't for me. No.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna do that. And I have a big problem with marriage. Anyway, so I gotta let him help me on that because I don't understand that.
Yeah, but you have to understand that without getting married, then you have to engage in all kinds of premarital sex and having children out of wedlock and all that kind of stuff.
I'm 55 years old and I ain't did that. I just ain't did that. I've been very, I've been having fun, but not like that.
Wait a minute. Wait. You never did what? Well, you never did what?
Just because you with somebody, that don't mean you doing something with them.
So you've never had premarital sex?
I ain't no business.
Because this sounds like premarital lying to me.
Y'all
Why are you telling these premarital lies? Now, see, from my point of view, you're compounding sin. More and more sin. Why are you sinning like this voluntarily?
You're judging, and he don't like that either.
I'm not judging anything. I'm asking a question.
You can't make somebody believe in what you believe in, period. I have a problem with marriage. And I'm not finna sit up there and look stupid and keep doing it until I get it right and waste all that money and back and forth. No, I have a problem with dating.
So you never wanted to get married?
That ain't never been in my thought.
Oh no?
That ain't never been in my thought, and I'm fine with it.
All right.
Who I am.
So I see you want to be secretive today. And that's cool. It's your prerogative. Wait a minute.
and I ain't doing it. I ain't gonna do that.
Wait, you ain't finna do what?
I'm not gonna tell something, tell what you should do, tell you how to run your place, and you ain't got your stuff in order. I'm not gonna do that.
All right, I understand that, but regardless of whether somebody else has their stuff in order or not, isn't it your stuff that you have to take care of? See,
And,
now just hear me out for a second. I'm under the impression that when you stand between yourself and your Lord at the pearly gates at your time of judgment, he's probably not going to ask you about everybody else and what they were doing. I'm thinking that he's probably just going to ask you what you were doing based on how you were taught, what you believed, and how you followed. What will be your answer to that, sinner?
I follow with him. You call me whatever you want to call me. I followed him as closely as I could and what I knew.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Put your sins on hold for a second. Let me talk to the other sinner. Hey, you, sinner. Because these Michigan sinners are on some other shit. So I need to talk to an Indiana sinner, and maybe we can get this whole issue straightened out.
I want to put that on a shirt. Thank you.
Right. Well, the movie was a hit. He won an Oscar. But anyway, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Now, what are your feelings about this thing? The title of the show is Going Back and Forth with a Fool. And
going back and forth with a fool.
I didn't need you to repeat that. I'm sure she could hear. Now, what do you think about what Stacey was talking about? Because certainly
I didn't hear all of what Stacey was talking about.
Well,
I only got a little bit.
Well, part of what she was talking about was that, you know, she was in a group chat, and you know, she was going back and forth with some people because they were being judgmental and disrespectful about, you know, whether she should be married and all that kind of stuff. And she was saying that she doesn't necessarily believe in marriage or doesn't think that it's for everybody. My stance is that marriage is for everybody. And I'm sure that that's your stance too, right?
No, it's not mine.
Okay, so that's three people. That's three people who believe that marriage is for everybody. Cool. So
I don't.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I don't believe it's for everybody. It's for who it's meant for.
Yeah, until you get married.
Mm-hmm. It's who it's meant for. If you get married, then it's meant for you. If you don't get married, it's not meant for you.
How can you say that?
Oh, out of my mouth. You didn't hear me? Here, let me repeat it. That's the same thing. If you get married, it's meant for you. If you don't get married, it's probably not meant for you.
What do you mean probably? Yes or no?
People who choose not to be married.
Do they choose not to be married, or does marriage choose not to be them?
Hey, I don't know. I can't speak for them.
I'm asking you to speak for you.
For me, so I would like to be married one day. I've been engaged multiple times. I've never been married.
So you know in your heart of hearts. So because you've been engaged multiple times, been asked to be married, asked to marry multiple times, you know that marriage is for you. You just haven't made that selection, right?
I don't know. So here's the thing. I can't say it's for me or not for me. But what I can say is, whomever has been in my past, they have not been the right person for me enough that there was a conscious decision for me to say no.
Okay.
At one point. And I don't have any regrets from it. So apparently there was something about it that was correct for me to say no.
Because you just wanna exercise your right to be a spinster out here, right?
No, that didn't have nothing to do with it. That had to do with, it sounds good at first,
But then you have to stop and think about the reality of what that involves. And so for me, for example, my son's father, he wanted us to get married a long time ago, even before our child was born. But his version of what marriage life looked like wasn't the same as mine. And I knew that's not something I wanted to do or was going to do or willing to do. And so we did not get married.
What is his version of marriage?
However, we ended up having a baby later on down the line, and he married someone else. And then he married someone else. And then he married another someone else. So now that I look back in hindsight, I'm so glad I said no. Because
Kim.
I knew that wasn't for me.
Kim, didn't you have your child at like age 19?
Yeah.
You talking about something further down the line, he asked you to marry him. So when he asked you to marry him, when y'all was 12?
No, he asked me to marry him when he graduated and I was still coming out of high school.
How much older than you is he?
Year and a half. So it wasn't that long.
You know what? Y'all giving me the business today. Y'all are giving me the business today.
You're asking questions. Do you not want an honest answer?
All I want is an honest answer. But you got to understand. Hold on. You have to understand what your timelines or how your timelines sound to people. You know, so you graduated high school in 1989. That means he graduated high school in 1988, right?
Okay.
All right. So you had your baby in what, 1990?
91.
Okay, 91. All right. So wait, wouldn't that make you 20?
Yeah.
I thought you had the baby when you was 19.
I had him when I was 20.
Oh, okay. All right. So
I had him I had him when I was 19, right before I turned 20. Remember, my kid is a few days.
Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. So you were closer to 20. Yeah. You were much closer to 20.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, he was my birthday gift.
All right, but technically it was a teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, it was.
Technically, you know. But you were definitely at the end of your teenage years because you were 19 when you got pregnant by him because you had a whole year and unless he was trying to stay inside like an elephant, you know what I mean? So all right. So
he proposed when I was 17. Then he proposed again when I was 18. He had already left to go to the Marines. He came back. He did it again. And the first time I said yes, then I went to sleep and I was like, what did I just say yes to? And I said no. He didn't talk to me for a minute. He came back from the Marines from boot camp. And then he asked again and I said no immediately. And he was mad.
All right.
He came home again. He wasn't mad anymore. We did. Then I was pregnant.
Okay. All right. It's an interesting love story right there because it almost sounds like you would have been. Would you have been still in high school when you would have if you would have married him? No.
I would have been coming out.
You would have been coming out, just coming out. All right. No, what I'm saying is the way you made it sound like you said later on down the line, we had a child together. Normally when somebody says later on, down the line, we thinking like 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally talk about like maybe a year later. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
That's what you get from assuming. Later on down the line, it's a year or so later to me.
Well, I wasn't really assuming because I knew when your child was born. You know what I'm saying? But you have to take into account. Not everybody knows your history if they haven't come to the show a lot. But my point is, you have flirted with the idea of marriage, and there have been times that it sounds like you thought maybe it was a pretty good idea, right?
I have.
All right, so cool. So that saying all of that, then we all agree that unless you get married, we're all going to hell.
I'm not
I don't
going
agree with that at all.
to, and I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going to hell. You owe me an apology because I'm not a liar.
Wait a minute. You owe me an apology for lying about not having premarital sex. That's what we going. We're not doing that. Now you need to purge yourself. You need to purge yourself. You need to purge yourself.
You call me a liar in front of every doggone body. Now, you wouldn't want me to do that to you.
And you're right. I wouldn't want you to do that to me because I wouldn't lie in front of everybody. But you stood up in here and you said that.
I'm not lying because I got a relationship with God, and I know my relationship with God. I might have been in it maybe, once or twice or whatnot. But when I started serving Him, period.
So did you have premarital sex or not?
I did, and I do.
No. It's not time for you yet, Kim. Because see, you interrupted and you almost you threw a screen right there. Did Stacy White, have you had premarital sex or not? Hello? Is this line? Are you?
I plead the fifth commitment.
You plead the what?
I plead the fifth.
How many times have you had premarital sex? A little bit or a lot?
I plead the fifth.
All right. Okay. So I don't know. And you gonna get on me. You gonna come on here and plead the fifth, but you gonna get on me about calling you a liar. I'm offended.
Yep. No, I'm offended.
I was offended first.
I was offended first. I wouldn't have did you like that. I would have took you to the side and said something. I wouldn't have did you like that out in public.
You
in front of everybody.
What side? What side?
I would have took you to the side and said something. I wouldn't have just went off on you like that in public.
All right.
And I still pleaded.
Tell you what, I apologize. I didn't mean to insinuate that you weren't telling the truth when you weren't telling the truth.
It's accepted.
All right.
I'm not gonna leave like wrong. Look, I ain't trying to go to hell. This is because I might not make it. I might make it, and then I might not make it. I'm still waiting on my breakthrough. I ain't gonna go to hell. Just if I'm not married or unattached, that don't mean I'm going to hell. I'm serving the Lord as best as I can, and He knows that. And people that see me knows that. I'm not going to sit up there, but I don't have no religious spirit on me. I have a relationship with God.
Okay. Cool. All right.
I have a relationship.
All right. Hold on a second. Hold on. All right. Let's settle down a little bit. I think that we got a little ahead of ourselves here. I was just trying to, get some information across, trying to share, trying to interact. Kim.
Yes.
When was the last time that you would consider yourself to have gotten into a back and forth with somebody that may have been foolish, or maybe you were foolish for getting into it with them?
The other day.
Online or in person?
On the phone.
Oh, over the phone, analog. Oh, that's pretty cool. And without, sharing any details that you would rather not divulge, what was the reasoning behind the back and forth, the foolish back and forth?
Because this person swear to know what's gonna happen with this war and everything going on because God told them, and it's gonna be all right because God's gonna be all right. Whatever ridiculousness they were saying.
So it was another argument about God?
Yep.
I swear this war is bringing out the worst in us, ain't it?
Because everybody thinks they know everything when it comes to God, and they don't know shit. They don't know shit. I don't know shit. You don't know shit. None of us know a damn thing other than what people tell us.
That's right.
Okay. So have you ever have either of you ever had somebody that y'all deal with, maybe because y'all have to deal with them because they were close to you, but you always find yourself getting into a back and forth with them, a debate with them, an argument with them, and it just like kind of drains you emotionally?
Yeah.
I remove myself from that situation. Like I said, I've been having, nothing but great people in front of me. So, and I haven't been arguing or anything, where it's going to get me upset. And when I think that's the person a fool, I just remove myself from that person. Because I can't let that kind of energy around me. It's not good. It's not good. So, I haven't had that kind of activity around me in a minute. Except 2 days ago when I got myself back into it, and I shouldn't have been in that tech group at all. But I was being nosy. I was bored. Wasn't nothing on. So, yeah, but because I don't like going back and forth, and we're not supposed to be doing that anyway.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you, Kim?
Of course I have.
Well, do you feel like no. What I'm saying is, do you feel like there's a reason that you have to continuously get into a back and forth with this person? Like, is there any reasoning behind it?
So sometimes it's just because I have to be right. Sometimes it's me being an asshole. Sometimes it's me just proving that they're an idiot. And sometimes I try to ignore it and it bothers me. And sometimes it's just like, what's the deal? Like, how are you part of my circle? And you saying it's dumb ass shit.
Okay. Do you feel vindicated or validated afterwards? Do you feel vindicated or validated after you have these exchanges with them? Or do you think to yourself, like, what?
You arguing back and forth about AI. What?
Stay focused, Kim. Stay focused. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. It's separate issues. Separate issues, not the same.
Do I feel validated after? Every blue moon I do, not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes when I can make this person sit and really think about what they're saying and they get it, yes. Sometimes I don't. It's just never the same all the time. And it depends on the subject matter. I mean, that happens with everybody, relatives, loved ones, blah, blah, blah. Now, am I going to argue with strangers who are fools? Hell no. Shut up, be sitting on your own. Let life teach you. I don't have time for that. But if it's somebody in my circle, somebody I care about, like I'm only going to go back and forth with people I care about. If I don't care about you, I'll give a shit.
Stacy, you gotta hold on. Stacy, you got a lot of feedback on your phone.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I'm hearing a lot of feedback. Like it almost sounds like there's this museum in Philadelphia called the Franklin Institute, and they have this exhibit called the Heart. And you walk through the heart, and it makes this boom 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 boom. This heartbeat noise when you walk through it, and that's what your phone is sound like. Boom, 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 boom.
Is it doing that? Is it doing that?
No, now it's excellent. It's perfect.
Okay, I was saying that I'm the opposite from her because if I don't like somebody, and I know they wrong, they go get something out of me.
No, but what
if I respect the person and we argue. I'm not gonna, push it. I'm not gonna be arguing like that.
But what I was asking you was, is there a reason that you have to argue with that person? Like sometimes you're in a position where you're not able to not be around that person because they could be your
And
kids.
that person, well, yeah, if that person, it takes a lot for me, and I hold a lot in, and I don't say nothing. But if I have to let it go, and the person just move that trigger, did that trigger, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna say something, and sometimes it might end up being an argument.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it depends on the subject. It depends on what the subject is. Like, if it's just some random dumb stuff, I don't care. Even if I love you, I don't care. Be stupid. But if it's something like this conversation about what's happening, I need everybody in my circle, the people I love, to think of it in a logical situation so we're prepared for whatever's to come. So if they're thinking ignorant and stupid and foolishly, I'm gonna check it. Like, stop thinking this stupid ass shit so you can be here and we can get through this together. If you're not gonna think like that, then I'm gonna be on your ass. But again, if I don't care about you, I don't give a fuck what you think for real. Think whatever you want to think. You can think God is gonna come down here and just say you and carry you on a Pegasus and clouds if that's what you want to believe, and I won't say shit. But if I love you and I want us to do this together and get through this together, then I am going to be on your ass. And we're going to be arguing. You're going to be mad. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Okay. Well, that's what I was kind of getting to, because sometimes you're not able to avoid a person that you wind up getting into back and forth with. Because like I said, they might be your kids. They might be your parents. They might be, like, speaking of parents, it doesn't have anything to do with whether you love your parents or not. But one thing I've learned about when you are dealing with elderly parents, you know what I mean? Their thought processes and the way they get stuck in their ways and things like that. And they're, it like where disagreements and arguments might not be avoidable. And, you kind of have to check yourself at certain times, because it's hard for us to accept that this is the way it's going to be. They ain't about to relearn no new shit. So you better get comfortable relearning that old shit, and trying to make adjustments to it as needed. But yeah. So yeah. I think that there's always an opportunity for us to check ourselves. And when we fail to do that, we may be the fool who's in the argument instead of the fool that we're arguing with. And not saying that has any type of bearing on our intelligence. But very smart people can do very foolish things. I do it all the time. Like when I convince myself that I can wear a white shirt and eat something without getting a stain on it. Very foolish. It has never happened.
So that white shirt is always going to say, give me some.
When I tell you, I have never successfully done it. I've eaten like this before. My shirt be like, yo, me too.
It's a delay, so I don't see what you did.
It don't matter. You'll catch it. My shirt be like, give me some. Give me some.
Hey, buddy, give me a piece. Let me get a bite.
So if it was any sense to it, I would always eat bare chested. But I've convinced myself that no, I'm not a messy eater. But I like finger food. I do. If it was up to me, we could do away with all these knives and forks. Just pick up the steak and bite that bitch, caveman style.
Even finger food finds its way. So yeah.
It does, because I'm clumsy too. So I'm going to spill some shit. So, yeah. So, yeah, the back and forth and the foolishness, it can take you there. It could take you there. And, you may be wondering to yourself, like, why do I always have to get into this shit? Why do I let them, rope me into this thing or bait me into these discussions or whatever? And when you may think that you're trying to teach somebody something, I shouldn't say when you think that you're trying to teach somebody.
Well, you taught me something today because I don't want to be with nobody and I'm with him and he right there judging me about some premarital sex. Because that didn't even come to my mind when I'm with somebody. I just enjoy their company and enjoy them.
Yeah, well,
I don't want them to judge me.
I pray that somebody judges you about premarital sex up close. Because the worst thing that can happen is that you get judged about premarital sex when there's a distance. I pray that some man catches you, pushes you in the corner, and judges you about premarital sex, you know, to your satisfaction until you're premaritally satisfied.
Good luck if you can catch me.
Well, I know you've been caught before, so you know. Lightning.
And I've been on the right path with the Lord ever since.
lightning has been known to strike twice.
Okay.
But the only reason why we use the term premarital sex is because somebody told us it was bad.
I don't like that. It sounds cool. It convicts me.
Well, I mean, technically, anything you do before marriage is premarital.
Anything we do is considered sinful for the most part. Because somebody told us. Because somebody wrote a book that told us that this is what the sin is. We don't know for sure if it's a sin or not.
They also told you that no one sin is greater than the other. So, you know, at least you can, you know, balance things out if you should get into a premarital jam.
Ooh.
Hey, it is what it is. That's how I look at it. I'm going to do what I do and live how I live. Now, that's all they want to.
I got to live my life. I got to live my life.
If you want to judge it, that's your life. If you want to say you're not worrying about my sins, that's on you. Well, I create my own. And wherever I land is where I land.
A judgment is just an opinion, you know? A judgment is just an opinion. And I think everybody holds an opinion about something. But I think that I'm sorry, what'd you say? What'd you say?
It just feels different when somebody judging you and they don't know you. Now, when a loved one knows you and they judge you, it's okay because they know you. But when another person don't know you and they assuming, that can prick your nerves.
Well, you know,
nobody, loved one or not, it shouldn't matter if it's a loved one or a stranger. Who cares? Here's the thing about it: if you're not paying my bill,
that's what I said earlier.
If you're not supplying my life, if you're not purchasing my food, if you're not providing my utilities, if you're not putting clothes on my back, if none of these things, and if you're not satisfying me, then why would I give a fuck about what you say or think? Like for real. Ain't none of us born without a little bit of iniquity. None of us. We wouldn't exist. The only people on this planet who are not sinful are the people who are in the grave.
Well,
a dead man can't commit sin.
We don't know that. We don't know what happens to us after we are no longer in our physical form in this world.
But it's the sin comes from the flesh. So,
well, all I'm saying is, do we believe that once we leave this world, that we will never have any more thoughts? And because they say that your thoughts are just as sinful as your actions are.
Your thoughts are worse than the sin itself, because that's what they start in the mind. And you do judge what you're thinking in your mind.
Then I am the ultimate sinner.
Me too.
Look at this. Look at this follow the leader shit.
Some of my thoughts are dead. So
look at this follow the leader shit. First you was offended by being called a sinner. Now you sinning along with Kim, huh?
I don't want to be called. I said I'm gonna put it on the shirt.
I don't give a damn.
You know what? I think we should put it. I think we should.
It's going on a shirt, and I will be wearing it proudly.
All right,
What
here.
part on the shirt?
Center, Indiana.
Oh.
No,
Indiana Center. That sounds better.
no. This my t-shirt idea is in the comments. Sins with Kim.
Oh, that's better too.
That's right.
Get both.
Sins
Thank
with
you.
Kim.
I will be working on the design later today.
Sins with Kim. Come sin with Kim. Come sin with Kim. I did. Come sin with Kim. I did.
You might have just gave me a new show idea.
It is what it is.
This was an interesting topic. Uncomfortable topic.
You don't sound uncomfortable. You don't sound uncomfortable to me. It sounds like you on a Chase Lounge chilling.
It's uncomfortable for me.
Why is it uncomfortable?
Because I'm trying to heal from marriage and all this other stuff that we was talking about.
Oh
I'm
boy.
trying to heal with the idea, you know?
No. Please explain.
You know. I just, it's certain things I just don't, I just pray. That's it. I'm going to be praying for myself too. So, very uncomfortable.
No, if it's uncomfortable, why join it? I think when our adults, we should discuss grown people things. Especially anybody who's single and you look forward to being in a relationship, you should be able to discuss adult things, in my opinion.
I'm talking about it because it makes me heal and makes me hear things that I need to hear. That's the reason why I talk about it. But I can't get with the if it triggers me, I'm gonna try my best not to call in or say anything. Mm-hmm. But when it's something I need to talk about and I hear myself talk, somehow I heal. And I do need to heal because, like I said, I believe everything, and I need to be. We cannot take pieces out the Bible. We're supposed to believe everything that happened in it, but certain things that, when it's dealing with marriage, that's what I have trouble with. And I don't know why I have.
That's probably why I'm the way I am, because I don't believe none of it.
I don't know.
Very interesting topic, I guess.
Let me see. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Bottom line is. Anyway, I'm just saying, anytime any one of us could find ourselves in a back and forth, and it could be leaving us drained, upset, and at its worst, contemplating getting into another back and forth with them trying to clean up the last one. So,
Martin was trying to bake me into that the other day. I tell you, we always talking about this house in our shop, and we're getting ready to move forward with whatever with this house. And my cousin, he tried to do that. He out of the blue, so he has a telephone number, so he started to call me. I wasn't familiar with the number, and I'm like, so I'm not answering that. So then he texted me some random pictures and shit, and I'm like, who is this talking to? So I'm like, pardon me, who is this? And then he told me who it is. And so he goes on with this bullshit, and I'm like, oh, he's trying to save me. I'm not great. I'm not going to go back and forth with you because I'm just like mean to me. So let me just cut off the conversation. So the situation like that, when I know someone is trying to bait me into an argument, then I'm gonna remove my just to avoid it because the stress level for me in that kind of situation is higher than I anticipate, and it turns really nasty. Then I'm mad for a while, but I'm mad to everybody. So that kind of situation, I'm not going to allow myself to be drawn in. And I love my cousin, but fuck him too. Again, it depends on the subject. It depends on the topic because everything doesn't warrant being ignored, and everything doesn't warrant a conversation. Everything doesn't have to turn into a back and forth. But there are specific things that might have to. Like if it comes into a conversation with my kid, now that's always an argument because he just goes off the rail sometimes. And even when you try not to, he still does. That's one. You just have to deal with it so you know how not to deal with it. But if another person gets involved and they try to discuss with me and they want to go back and forth, then we have a different demon there. Because please don't tell me about mine. Unless it's something logical that makes sense. So I'm not going to go back and forth about that. But like I said, when it comes to, even when we talk about religion, I try not to go back and forth with some people about it, but with others I do. Because I'm like, your logic is illogical, make it make sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense to me, then we have a problem. Then I want you to stop talking to me. And don't speak like that to me ever again. For example, there are people who are always telling me, oh, you shouldn't put this on your social media because this is, I'll say something like, because my friends in my circle know we all get down the same way we get down. So I may put something in like, we want it. Come on, y'all, let's get these gasoline draws and hold hands. We're going to go to hell together. And then it'll be someone who wants to come on and say, oh, God, don't ever say that. Don't say you're going to hell. I don't know where I'm going to end up. Hell might be right here where we living right now. Who knows? But shut the fuck up. And if you got a problem with what I put on my wall or any of my social media, don't read the shit. I'm going to say what I want to say. But then it's always someone who wants to go back and forth. And because we've been trained to believe everything we see is fact. We want to say because this Bible says this, because this denomination taught us that it's a fact. And it's not a fucking fact. It's not. And some people I will go back and forth about that and some I won't. Because it's easily resolved. What happened before we were taught the Bible? What happened before the colonizers introduced it? Nobody can answer. That's when I'm through talking. That's the end of it. Because nobody has proof of anything. The only thing we know that's a fact is that there is a deity that exists because we exist. How? We don't know. Why? We don't know. We just know it is. We know we are here in the flesh and talk to each other. That's a fact. That can be proven right now. But anything else we can't prove. We don't know what happens in the hereafter. We don't even know if it is a hereafter. We don't know shit. So I'm not going to argue with people about that. But if they want to keep coming for me, I'm going to give them what they ask for. That's like arguing with somebody who is, these men pretending to be women. These people. I'm not going to fucking argue with you. I only got two things to say to you. One is, I see a gynecologist. Who you see? That's one. Two, I'm going to have a period, and I'm going to deal with menopause. What you going to have that compares? None of it. Shut the fuck up talking to me for real. And then if you want me to get real nasty and real mean, I'm going to say, guess what? I got a real pussy with a real hole, and I didn't have to use a dildo to make it stay open. And then that's going to end it all. Now, if it turns into a fight, it might. Because that kind of stuff makes people mad. But I'm not going to argue with you, sir, because you want to play dress up from the head to toe. Because I don't have to play dress up. I don't got to put on makeup, a wig, a dress, a skirt, or none of that. To be a girl, I'm going to always be a girl. I came into this earth as a girl. I'm going to leave here as a girl. See, I'm not going to argue with people like that because my titties are real. Everything on me is real. So I'm not going to argue about that. Just saying.
I can dig it. Hey, it was funny because I was just saying the other day that Hmm. 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 I was just saying on social media the other day that if Democrats are going to be trying to get these Republicans to answer direct questions about the Epstein files, they're going to have to do a better job with answering the question about what a woman is when asked. They're going to have to do it. They're going to have to, break down and define exactly what a woman is and stick to it.
And they don't.
They don't. That's where they fucking up.
And I don't understand that. How hard is it to say what it is? Listen, you can do what you want to do. I don't care. I honestly don't. Now, I'm going to tell you, it doesn't mean somebody go around disrespecting you. It doesn't mean somebody can go around putting their hands on you. I don't approve of somebody just killing you and taking your life. And guess what? This ain't no brand new shit. See, nobody wants to say the truth. It's always been trans people. It's always been gay people. These people have always existed before we existed. So it's not a new nothing. We just let somebody come in and act like it's brand new and put it in your face like it's brand new. And nobody had the balls enough to say, hey, you were here yesterday. Shut the fuck up. And as far as being a woman, they're scared to say what it is. And I don't understand that. A woman, a female, is all what it is. It always is. It is a person who is naturally born with X, Y, Z. It's a person who naturally has X, Y, Z. That's like that time at CVS. I'm in there minding my own fucking black business, trying to get the things that I don't even want to be outside trying to get, because I'm having my monthly time, and this person comes over to me dressed like me, and go pat their imaginary nothing and say, girl, I understand. And that made me spaz out. Because what? You don't understand shit. You would never understand.
Right.
And they don't have the right people answering the questions. And I don't understand why they don't. And the Democrats suck for that. The Republicans suck too. The independents suck. All of them suck. Because nobody has sense enough to call it what it is. Because they scared of nothing. You scared of some finances that may go from you? Are you insane? Fuck them finances. Tell the damn truth. This is what a woman is. And if you got to say vulgar words, then you just got to say vulgar words. You got to say what the fuck it is.
Well, what I think is what I think is the most interesting thing about that whole argument or that whole concept is that they're not arguing about what a man is, but they arguing about what a woman is. What part of the game is that?
It's easier to attack. Listen, the biggest argument is a man coming in a woman's bathroom. And I don't support that. I don't give a fuck what you got on. I don't support that. I don't care how your life has been. I don't support that. Because I'm a woman. And women, when we in the bathroom, that's our private space. And when my daughters and nieces and all that are in the bathroom, that's a private space for girls. For people who are born as girls. And I don't think a man has a place in there. I don't care what he pretends to be. However, you never hear an argument about a woman, a lesbian who dresses as a man, or trans who wants to be a man going into a men's bathroom, because that is not something they aspire to do, because they know the danger that exists in it. But a man wanting to come into a woman's bathroom, he ain't scared. He gonna come in there with a skirt and dress and play all day long. He's not scared because there's nobody to protect a woman in that instance. But a woman going into a man's bathroom, you ain't never gonna hear that argument ever exist. And that's where I have a problem. And the Democrats are strong enough to stand on that and fix it.
Yeah, like I said, they got to do a better job on that, because it really invalidates them. It really does. It's just dumb. They need to decide, like, listen, you want to be gay, you want to be gay. If you want to be trans, you want to be trans. But to it's diminishing their power of being able to debate effectively when you can. Like, when you really think about it, it's the trans that are in the way. It's not the rest of the gay community. It's the trans. They the ones causing all the problems.
And it's these new ones. Let's call it what it is, because we got a whole bunch of drags, whatever you want to call them, for back in the day who don't give a fuck. Don't listen. What's the one name? Oh my God, I can't think of the name right now. It's the person I enjoy their music, and they did a song with Beyonce. Oh, I can't think of the name, from New Orleans. Anyway, that person there, you never hear about them in the way. Because that person made it clear, listen, this is my life, this is how I live. I'm not arguing with you over none of what you want to do over there, and I'm not trying to be you. I'm not trying to go in y'all bathroom. I'm not trying to say I'm y'all. I'm not trying to nothing, because we don't compare. Because I'm always going to have this here, and you don't have that. I'm going to always have this here that you don't have. This is what I was born with, and that's what you were born with. But I feel like I'm the same as you, but I know I'm not. So there's no sense in me arguing with you about that. Yeah, Big Frida. Thank you, Carrie. Big Frida. You never hear Big Frida in it. But it's always some brand new 25-year-old, 26-year-old trolling around who want to argue. The fuck are we arguing for? You know good goddamn well you was born a boy. That's what the fuck your birth certificate said. So why are we arguing? You got a penis. What are we arguing about? I don't give a damn if you cut it off. You still got the internal workings of. You are going to see somebody different than a gynecologist. I am going to get put in stirrups and have my legs spread open and have this cold, horrible thing slid inside me. You are not. So we are not the same at any point in time. And the Democrats don't want to argue that. They don't get the right people to discuss it. They don't have the right people arguing these things. So that's why I say I'm not going to go back and forth with those fools. That's not an argument I'm going to have, because I'm only going to say certain words. And them words are going to make you real pissed off, but I'm going to say them. And sometimes they walk away and just say gynecologist and shut the whole thing down. Because that makes sense to me. All that back and forth, every woman can't have a baby, that's true. But she's got the likelihood of having it.
Oh.
And she got all the parts to have one.
Well, listen to you on TV. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right. Thanks for calling in. Have a good afternoon.
Have a good one, Stacey.
Okay.
So that's the argument you don't have. Because it's not even worth it going back and forth. When it's so simple, that's an easy resolve.
Well, you can imagine how many arguments have gone back and forth between Democrats and Republicans over the whole trans shit, and it's really in the way. It really is, because it's red meat. It's red meat for the GOP, and it works every time. And I'm like, yeah, they got to get rid of that shit. Not necessarily get rid of the people, but they got to get rid of that argument. They got to get it the fuck out of here, because it keeps working. And it's making them.
Because people are ignorant. That's why it keeps working. People are ignorant.
Well, it's making fools out of the people who will ignore all of the other truth that actually affects their lives, and will gravitate towards anybody who brings that up and listen to whatever they have to say. And it's also making fools out of those Democrats who fail to do anything about it. Like, you would have thought that somebody would have said, we can kill this argument without disenfranchising these people. We can do this. This can happen. Trans and sports and all that, and women's sports. How about, you can't make them understand that, well, no, women's sports are for women, not for alternative women. And yes, you are an alternative woman. We're going to have to, we just going to have to batten down and make that determination. You're not a natural woman. You are.
Well, you don't hear about it the other way. Keep in mind, every argument they have, you never hear about it the opposite way.
Exactly.
You never hear about it of a trans woman, and I might be saying it wrong. So I'm just going to say a woman who wants to be a man.
A trans
you
man.
never hear about a woman who wants to be a man who is that. There's never argument about that person being a man's sport. That person wants to go into a man's bathroom. That person wants to do anything that is significant to men. You never hear the argument of that, but the argument is always the men who want to be the women. And nobody sees the big issue here, because the big issue ain't even that. The big issue is, once again, women ain't shit country. The rights of women don't matter for nothing, because there's no protection for us for the main things that count. It's okay for us to argue this, but the other stuff doesn't exist. Nobody's recognizing that doesn't exist, because that's an argument. Nobody has the balls, nothing to say that. Even this whole argument about your kid gonna go to school and disappear and go get this surgery, and then they gonna bring your kid back a different gender. What? Nobody's arguing that. That illogical, nonsensical stuff to that. And you let this orange stupid get on stage and behind a microphone and say this to everybody. And then you got some dumbasses out there who believe it, like one of my associates. Because I can't call him a friend no more, because I think he's high or something all the time. For him to even believe the ridiculousness that is associated with that. Because I can't imagine anyone allowing their child to go to school and then disappear to have a surgery. And then they come back a different gender. And then ain't nobody in jail for fucking somebody up in the news? Get the hell out of here.
Interesting. Well, yeah, they need to get this situation together. It's got to be fixed, because they're having a real tough time getting across pertinent information with this little hang up, this snag. You know what I mean? This is literally like walking past a doorway and getting your favorite shirt snagged on this shit. They could easily win these arguments. They could easily win these debates. They could easily get their point across, and they could easily get their integrity back. Because, I mean, the general public will have you believing that the Democrats have no respect out here in these streets. And we know that can't be true, because they still have the majority of the voters. But it's true that they allow themselves to get caught up in this silly ass, they failed to nip this little argument in the bud. They would be winning every debate if they could get this shit the fuck out of the way. Because you ain't gonna be able to Obama and Biden us to death. You ain't gonna be able to do it. But you put that trans shit in there, and motherfuckers be like, oh yeah, trans. Mm-mm. And to be honest with you, I don't know how effective that shit is. But I know I'm tired of hearing about it.
Me too.
So I can't be the only one.
It's like they're a monolith. And it's like everybody got somebody, they know somebody who had an uncle or auntie that was a little different. Had their special friend who always was around. What's going out of here? Or you got that one who everybody knows somebody, if it's not in their own family, know somebody who had that uncle with paint his nails. And an auntie who never seemed to be feminine enough.
Listen, being gay is one thing.
You hear your parents say words that you like, what does bulldigger mean?
Listen, being gay is one thing. Being trans is a whole nother thing. You know what I mean?
Because different communities don't even get along.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole different thing. I'm trying to find, I'm thinking in my mind, it's equivalent. Where you think like, no, such and such is the same thing. And you like, no, it's not the same thing. It sounds like the same thing. And people mistake it for being the same thing, but it's not. It's a whole different thing. Let me see. Like, simply like being able to buy something versus being able to afford something. People think people think it's the same thing. No, like no. When if you have enough money, you can buy whatever you want. But that doesn't mean that you can afford it, because afford it means that you have money left over. You didn't break yourself buying the shit, and it's not going to break you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you bought that Benz, but you can't afford it. You can't afford the gas. You can't afford the upkeep. You can't afford the even just to register the bitch every year. Like that ain't for you. But you bought it. So yeah, it's sort of like that. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. They gotta get that shit together. But I mean, but they would be running shit if they could get that together. That makes them seem wishy-washy and disingenuous to a lot of people. Like, how you gonna be like, so let me get this straight. You want to accuse Donald Trump of being a rapist and a pedophile, but you allow men to participate in women's sports and go into their bathrooms.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
Set them up for it. Set us up for danger. Because that's how I see it. You always set us up for danger. Because the reality is, men are designed to be stronger than women. It don't matter how big or small we are, how big or small the man is, men are designed to be stronger than us. That's just the natural course of things. And who wants to test it? Men have testosterone for a reason. We have estrogen for a reason. Men are supposed to be strong. It doesn't mean we're supposed to be weak. Because some people think that's what it means, and it's not. That's not what it means. But males are designed to be the stronger species.
All I know is this. For years, I worked I worked in housekeeping. Going into women's bathrooms ain't what you think it is. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Women it's not because some of these heifers out here trifling as hell.
Women are disgusting. Yeah, I mean, really, it's trifling as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah.
I hate to say I agree, but I do, because some of them are. I've worked in many places, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
I'd be like, man, this shit
my bladder gonna explode today.
Yeah, it's a different world. But anyway, okay, look, we're about to get on up out of here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do these poll question. We don't got 19 votes, but fuck it. What are your general thoughts about getting into an argument? 16% said avoid at all costs. I shut down. And another 16% said when I'm right, I'm right. And 11% said I said what I said. And 58% says as long as you're respectful, they don't mind getting into it. Okay, cool. So, I know that there's more meat on the bone as far as this arguing thing is concerned, or this back and forth with a fool thing is concerned, because, we may all have that one person that's sort of like our argument or debate nemesis, that one person that you just can't seem to avoid getting into the back and forth with time and time again. And it could be for a variety of reasons. Like maybe sometimes the way that they present themselves, you don't even realize that you're getting into it with this person. But and a lot of times, sometimes people really respect your point of view, even though they like to be on the opposite side of the fence about whatever y'all talking about. Sometimes people are impressed with your ideas, even if they want to pretend to disagree or really genuinely do disagree. They may like the way that your mind works, but the way that they communicate that is more combative than receptive. It'd be like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So Like somebody trying to bait me into a stupid ass argument right now. Motherfuckers must be crazy. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious first official day of spring, March 21st, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Quasi Dasoon and R. Jeffrey Davis, Tony Gilmore, Amina James, Alyssa Nicole, Shelly Johnson, Noelis Selena, Yaris Gregorio, Pimentel, and last but not least, my girl Dawn Roberts. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious March 21st, anywhere out there in the world. Worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, going back and forth with somebody that you know, somebody that you don't know, somebody online, somebody offline, customer service, you can always find a fool to get into an argument with, or you can be a fool and get into an argument with somebody as much or as many times as you could possibly think of. But we always have to acknowledge our part in any way that we are left feeling when the fallout of the back and forth befalls us. So you may feel like you are going back and forth with a fool, but you also have to acknowledge the part that you played, because you don't have to participate in any conversation that you don't want to be a part of. And on your good days, that is not a concept that's lost on you. So, with that being said, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. Kim, I want to thank you for calling in. Absolutely. Stacy, I want to thank you for calling in. And everybody in the chat, y'all know who y'all are. Thank you mucho. Kim, you have a great rest of the afternoon. Be careful out there.
You too. Everybody stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'm out. Peace.
All right. Peace, y'all. Hit the like button, share the show, subscribe to the channel. I'll holler back.